That's my dangle camera. Sick. So it's what's the time? It's 3:30 in the morning. I thought it was actually like 2:30, but whatever. It's been 6 days since this last thingy. Couldn't come in on Wednesday because I had stuff to do the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. Where am I going? Grabbing some stuff. Trying to 3D print some stuff, and I've got the filament kind of got stuck halfway through the print, so you ended up with like this weak bit, like this stupid camera not focusing at all ever in the world. It's crazy, man. I'm so freaking tired. This is good. But yeah, making these sort of little holder things to hold in some letters. Yeah, to make like a stamp. And that was pretty annoying because this takes like almost 2 hours to print this whole damn thing. It's like tiny as, but yeah, you get the idea. So, been messing around with Docker a fair bit tonight again, just because I'm trying to get a more automated deployment going on. So basically I want my flow to be I want to, when I'm developing, I want to be able to, just keep pushing to Git just constantly, which I do right now anyway. So, I add a feature, do something, commit, push to Git, all that sort of stuff, test it, it's great, it's awesome, it works. But that is not easy for anybody else to use because, it requires node versions, it requires all these other crazy things. So that's why I've moved over to Docker. So someone just has to install Docker and say run, and it will run. Now that's cool. What I wanted to do was have my root server run in a container, and in the same container run my Angular front end for the root server, which is like all the script setup and stuff, and also the game screen front end as well, like the screens as well would run in the same container. But the issues I kept kind of running into, like it would mean that the root server then depends on those other containers existing and all this sort of stuff, and it's kind of goes against the kind of the paradigm I'm trying to go with here, which is there's nothing that's tightly coupled, because with Docker it's pretty cool. Like you can go, I want to build this image here, and then you build another image out of that image. So you can set up an image that's like thick as, it's huge, but you only need a couple of things out of it really. So you build another image that's got stuff from this image and it's this tiny. Now you only end up with this thing now, and it's pretty cool. So what that would do is, if I was going to do that flow, would be I would pull down the Angular front end with a little server in it that would run its own little server to listen on a certain port. And then once that's pulled, that would pull the latest of that. And then it would pull the branch server front end as well. And it would pull the latest of that and copy both of those into the next container, the last container, which builds the root server app. And then that's complete then, which is nice. But that would mean that if those other two don't exist on Docker Hub, or you don't have them saved locally, you can't build the root server as a Docker container. That kind of sucks. So it makes it more in separate parts. I still have 4 different parts instead of just like the 2, which would be really cool if I just had 2. But now I have 4. But that's good in the way that I don't have to tightly couple all these things. You can just have the root server without my front end. You can have my front end without the root server, but it wouldn't work. What's the point of that, right? Yeah. You could have the branch server without the root server and all sorts of stuff. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I've been up to tonight, which doesn't really super require me to be here, because I can do a lot of this other work remotely. But I still needed to come in to print some stuff. But also, I am going to get started on some wiring very soon. As soon as I confirm that everything is working as it should within these Docker containers, because I found that there can be little hiccups, but it's so crazy that it's just kind of worked out of the box. Like, I put my whole server on there, boom, it just works. I don't know what's wrong yet. Nothing ever should just work. You know? If it works the first time, there's something horribly wrong with it, and it shouldn't be working. Because the theory behind that is that the first time you've used it, you've practically copy-pasted some code from somewhere to make it work, and you don't fundamentally understand exactly what that command really does. With Docker, there's not a hell of a lot to it. It's really just like, Docker run this thing, and it works. It is just working. I don't know. My build scripts and stuff work fine. I don't know. Anyway, that's 7 minutes on me talking smack, so I'm going to get back into it. Whoop. Cool. So going through the room, gonna fix up some stuff from the old atonement thingy. Basically, this power board we cut, so I'm gonna reattach it to just another piece of extension lead. Yeah, because I've got a power supply hooked up ready to go, and the power supply is going to plug into this guy right here, and that's why I'm linking him back up. Bit of solder and some heat shrink later, boom, we've got our cord back. Whoop, whoop, whoop. One thing I completely forgot when I was building this is that I set all of the variables to localhost inside this frickin' thing. Like, so inside this front end, inside the screen's front end, I set it all as localhost. And then I built out the containers and I uploaded them and all sorts of crazy stuff. But I should have been using the second line here on line 8. But because I'm stupid, I only did it to localhost. So then when I tried to access it through here, couldn't find anything, which is kind of annoying. But that's me.